Hello friends, my name is Ramsu. Today we shall discuss about topic the stakeholder performance domain. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management or you are planning to give exam of PMP in near future. So let's just start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you. Friend, the stakeholder management performance domain in PMBOK 7 consists of all endeavors to identify people and organizations who were impacted by the project or who affect the project in any way, as well as evaluating stakeholder expectations and their impact level on the project. The core of this performance domain is developing appropriate management strategies for effectively engaging stakeholders in project decisions and delivery. Engagement of stakeholders. A project without any stakeholders is unthinkable. Projects where there is no effective stakeholder engagement is decision making and implementation processes are not ensured are doomed to fail. Especially the engagement of the key stakeholders who are the people who are in a natural position to take project level decisions when needed is of immeasurable value. In a big part of the stakeholder management in a project, the project manager will have to use his or her interpersonal skills and leadership skills. A project manager has to be a good steward here also, along with his or her relations with the project team. Stakeholder engagement involves identifying, analyzing, prioritizing, engaging, and monitoring stakeholders throughout the project. Although stakeholder management may seem easy on paper, it is one of the most difficult responsibilities that the project manager has to fulfill, because in most projects the project manager does not have authority over stakeholders. A project manager cannot manage people and organizations that are not even in his or her organization and do not report to him or her. Because he or she is not a designated stakeholder manager, therefore the project manager manages only stakeholder engagement, not stakeholders. This is also a core part of the project integration endeavor. Although it is very difficult to implement, the most important thing for a project manager to pay attention to is to ensure that he does not have an unhappy stakeholder. However, especially in large scale projects, almost always there would be reasons for the stakeholders to be unhappy. The unavoidable conflicts between stakeholders can lead to rapidly spreading unhappiness. The main tool of the project manager to avoid this type of situation is to identify stakeholders correctly and analyze their needs and expectations and follow these expectations well. The stakeholder performance domain is in many ways in interactions with the other performance domains such as planning performance domain, project work performance domain, delivery performance domain, uncertainty performance domain, measurement performance domain. To be able to understand this relationship better, just imagine the old stakeholder management knowledge area and features of its processes. Stakeholder management knowledge area in PMBOK 6. In PMBOK 6, there are 4 processes in the stakeholder management knowledge area. These are identify stakeholders, plan stakeholder engagement, manage stakeholder engagement, and monitor stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder management starts with the identification of the project's stakeholders. Identify stakeholders process is all about identifying as many stakeholders as we can that we know affected by the project or has impact on it. Then the next step of identification of evaluating them according to a prioritization method recommended by PMI. The next step is preparing a stakeholder engagement plan that will represent the applicable and logical strategies determined by the project team about dealing or working or involving each of those stakeholders. The managed stakeholder process is the execution part of the stakeholder management knowledge area. This execution is done to reduce conflicts, increase cooperation and coordination, and reduce personal issues. This way, the goal is to increase the chances of success. The last process in this knowledge area is monitoring stakeholder engagement. As you can interpret from its name, it is all about monitoring the whole process of stakeholder engagement and adjusting strategies and plans if necessary. In the 2021 7th edition of its Guide to the Project Management Body of Knowledge, PMI introduced 8 project performance domains. In many ways, the stakeholder performance domain is the most straightforward of the 8 performance domains in PMBOK 7. The definition is simple and uncontentious. It embraces a tight range of content. There is a little we need to add to it. It maps most closely to one of the pre-existing PMBOK 6 knowledge area. Then these make it an ideal starting place, but of course it is also a good place to start because of the truth in one of my favorite rules of project management. The PMBOK 7 definitions of the stakeholder performance domain is simple and uncontentious. The stakeholder performance domain addresses activities and functions associated with stakeholders as per the Guide to the Project Management Body of Knowledge 7th edition, Project Management Institute. The expected outcome from the stakeholder performance domain. PMBOK 7 goes on to define the domain in terms of 3 desired outcomes. These demonstrate that the project team has executed it effectively. A productive working relationship with the stakeholders throughout the project, stakeholder agreement with project objectives. Stakeholders who are project beneficiaries are supportive, are satisfied, while stakeholders who may oppose the project or its deliverables do not negatively impact project outcomes. Then friend, the other point, productive working relationship with the stakeholders. I like this outcome statement a lot. It reflects my conviction that we need to engage positively with all of our stakeholders to build good working relationships with all of them. And this should be regardless of whether they agree with us or not and whether we find their approach comfortable or not. The secret here is to respect all your stakeholders. You may not respect their options, and you certainly do not need to respect or even accept discourteous behaviors. But remember that every stakeholder is a person trying to do what they feel is best for them. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you friends.